Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.
Fans will bid farewell to Body and Soul as Sophia Choi and Tate Black take on a challenge, according to spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of Days of Our Lives, which run from February 10th to February 21st. Let's discuss what lies ahead on DOOL, as Joy Wesley will also present a suggestion for Alex Kyriakis to consider. Kristen DiMera will cry over her reunion with her mother, Rachel Blake, also known as the Woman in White, during the week of February 10th to 14th. When Kristen finally chooses to keep Ava Vitale bound rather than release her, she will be furious. Regretfully, once EJ DiMera drugs Rafe Hernandez and takes him to the Blake residence, he might not be of much assistance either. EJ may not give Ava her release, even though he will see her in a restraint and meet Kristen's mother. Once EJ confesses to running into her mother on the Blake property and finding Ava as well, Kristen might start to feel anxious. However, as it would be advantageous for both of them if they remained silent, Kristen might receive updates on hostage Rafe and make a deal with EJ. The Body and Soul cast and crew will get some unfavorable news from Abe Carver and Kate Roberts Brady in the meantime. However, if you've been hoping that the storyline will finally finish, this is wonderful news for Days viewers. It sounds like Abe and Kate might sell the rights to someone else because Body and Soul will be relocating its production to Los Angeles. Naturally, the majority of the characters might decide to quit their employment and remain in Salem as a result. If Joy Wesley chooses to welcome a new beginning, she may be an exception. Joy will have a suggestion for Alex to consider, even though she saw Alex and Stephanie Johnson share a kiss. Joy might try desperately to persuade Alex over to her way of thinking. If Joy is indeed leaving town, she might suggest that Alex join her in Los Angeles, but Alex will undoubtedly decide to stay in Salem with Stephanie. Given that Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, Stephanie and Alex ought to spend some precious time together. According to teasers for Days, Stephanie and Steve Johnson will also work together to give Kayla Johnson a romantic surprise. Maggie Kyriakis will provide some sage advice, even though Holly Jonas will be excited to get passionate with Tate for the first time this Valentine's Day. Rachel Boyd will also cause further commotion for Tate and Holly as she makes her debut as a Sophia Choi recast on February 12th. It appears that Tate's focus will shift from his present girlfriend to Sophia and the baby once Valentine's Day approaches. As they attempt to persuade Amy Choi that adoption is a wise course of action, Tate and Sophia will face a difficulty. Amy might be hesitant, but Sophia and Tate will believe they can choose a nice, devout couple who can provide this child with a happy home. Naturally, given that Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree DiMera will soon decide to have a child, we cannot overlook the timeliness of this situation. Would Chanel and Johnny eventually wish to adopt the child of Tate and Sophia? Since Amy will undoubtedly have issues with Johnny's demonic family and his history of devil possession, that might lead to even more troubles. Although Sophia and Tate pledged that Johnny and Chanel would be a devout couple, they may still attempt to persuade Amy to accept the idea. He will be disappointed by what Leo Stark discloses about Doug Williams III. Doug might be devastated if Leo is unable to retrieve Julie Williams' necklace. In the event that she suffers a devastating blow of her own, Doug and Holly might find themselves expressing sympathy. Since Holly's first date with Tate is unlikely to go as planned, she might end up depending on Doug. Marlena Evans should be thinking about John Black during the week of February 17th to 21st, especially since they were unable to spend Valentine's Day together. John's undercover assignment will serve as yet another painful reminder of their separation. Steve will step in because Marlena will become more and more determined to find out where Johnny is. Unfortunately, as this plot is leading up to the discovery of John's death, searching for answers will only result in destruction. Our Day's predictions suggest a new matchmaker for Chad DiMera and Kat Green. Felicity Green might think of methods to play Cupid since she looks quite interested in promoting Kat and Chad's relationship. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Chad and Kat won't be able to deny their feelings for one another for very long, so tune in. From Monday, February 10th through Friday, February 14th, We have the most recent spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Given how quickly Valentine's Day is approaching, who of your favorite couples will be able to celebrate their love? In the meantime, Jada lets out her rage, EJ digs into the past, and in the most unbelievable turn of events, it seems like Philip and Xander will actually figure out a way to cooperate. Continue reading for all the specifics. Week of February 10th spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Monday, February 10th on Days of Our Lives. What effects will Kristen's reunion with the last person she ever imagined have on the DiMera clan's future? In an attempt to discover Ava's whereabouts, Brady and Steve team up. Jada goes straight to EJ and blames him for the incident, still in shock over what happened at her wedding. Don't you think she has good instincts? Belle is going to get some distressing news. Spoilers for Tuesday, February 11th episode of Days of Our Lives. What is causing Bonnie's fear? She's going to tell Johnny something private. Stephanie and Kayla had a lengthy, open discussion. Joy is going to make a proposal to Alex. What will he think? As Kate and Abe gather the body and soul cast and crew to share news about the soap opera's future, it's the day we've all been waiting for. Spoilers for Wednesday, February 12th episode of Days of Our Lives. After their conversation, Kayla and Stephanie receive some startling news. What effects will the fate of body and soul have on Johnny and Chanel's future? The two are talking about that a lot today. Holly and Tate start planning as Valentine's Day draws near. Will they, however, spend it together or separately? Leo must break the unpleasant news to Doug. Spoilers for Thursday, February 13th episode of Days of Our Lives. When EJ visits the Blake estate, he finds that there is no place like home, or at least one's previous home. Sarah and Kristen butt heads, while Xander and Philip, an unusual duo, start working on a project together. Jada is prepared to read the riot act by her almost husband Rafe, totally oblivious to the fact that he is not who she thinks him to be. Spoilers for Friday, February 14th's episode of Days of Our Lives. Kayla's family is preparing a surprise, so I hope she's prepared. For Johnny and Chanel, things are improving, and they even talk of retrying to have children. Maggie and Holly had a traditional heart-to-heart conversation. Is it possible for Sophia and Tate to persuade her mother that they should think about alternatives to marriage in order to raise their child together? On Valentine's Day, a shirtless Johnny surprised Chanel with a romantic bedside breakfast. Johnny and Chanel eventually reconciled after the body and soul stalker retaliated by poisoning half of the actors and staff with screenplays. But that's not all. Chanel informs Johnny that she would for them to try for a child once more. And he's more than willing to follow orders. The stalker's poison pages also affect Kayla, who celebrates her anniversary and the day of love with her husband, Steve.